Hey everyone, this is Fame Magazine. My name is Savannah Jewell. Today we're sitting down with Guillem Morales, director of The Wasp, premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival. Guillem, how are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm just arrived to New York.
Oh my God, exciting. Are you excited to see the film?
Yes, but I'm more excited to see how people are going to react to the film.
Of course. I would also be excited to see how people react to a film I directed.
Yeah, kind
Never,
of.
but I'm sure that's very exciting. Yeah. So thank you for talking to me with me today. I know there's like so much that goes on behind the scenes, so I'm really excited to dive into that with you. So I kind of want to like reel it back, and I want to talk to you about the origin of the film, like when the script came to you, how it came together, and if you'd like to share how the project started.
Yeah, that was one of the producers, Sean Sorensen, sent me the script saying, "Oh, I think that you're going to love this." And I read the script and I was so captivated. It was captivated by the characters and the plot, and what Morgan had to say about violence and trauma as well. So I said to Sean, yes, I really love the script. I want to direct this. And
Yeah.
then I met Morgan. So we got on really well. And I was attached as a director. And I was attached as a director for a couple of years or so, or 3 years, something like that, or four maybe. I
Mhm.
don't know. So that was the beginning.
Yeah. So like when you're reading the script and you were like drawn to the general theme of the movie, was there like one part within the script you're like, "Oh, I'm excited to bring this part to life."
Yeah, I was excited. It's because um, there was something, it was so powerful to have those characters to film, their relationship. It was so challenging as well because you are in a single in just in one house for a lot of time with two characters, and even if I'm used to this because I've been doing a TV show, a cult TV show in England, which is called Inside Number Nine, which is about this. It's about like just being half an hour in one single place with
Mhm.
one camera and two characters. So even if I've been doing this, I I thought that what the Wars had to tell was so interesting and so important that I wanted to direct that film.
I find it to be so interesting when someone can really like keep you engaged in a story when it's most of it is being filmed in one place.
Hmm.
I know that's like not as common in like filmmaking. I mean, sometimes it's common, but like when it's like more than half of the film, I think that's so there's so much talent to that, and I feel like there's so much that goes into it because I was very engaged. Like I really enjoyed the movie, and then I realized like most of it's being filmed in one spot. So when I watch a movie and I see that, I'm like, I'm sure so much went into that because like I forgot that this was all being filmed in one specific
Oh,
place.
really? Oh,
You know what I mean?
that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So I love that. So when I first started watching, I almost thought it was going to be like supernatural, like almost horror with like a suspense element because I watched it blindly. Like I like to go into movies not really seeing like a preview, not really knowing what's it about, so I can come in it with like an unbiased point of view.
That's, that's
And
very good.
yeah, yeah. And I felt like it was very grounded in like a very real story, like the vendetta of Carla. So I'm curious, how did you and Morgan Lloyd Coleman, Malcolm, sorry, Malcolm, read her name,
Welcome, welcome.
the screenwriter, how did you guys kind of come up with like the approach to the visuals of the story? Because there's like so many ways that you can go about it.
Well, I think when you've got that kind of story with so many limitations in terms of space and time, then you're forced to get into the detail. That's the difference. It's not like making a film, then you can jump from one place to another place and have small sequences and then to put them in the editing.
Yeah.
It's you stay there, everything that is said, everything that is done, every action has a meaning, you have to go into the detail, and that's kind of it's a very different approach but it's really rewarding because I think it translates into intensity.
Yeah.
It's something quite unusual it's different. So that's one thing. Then I always believe that limitations can be very creative. So it's more about to make the right decision, creative decision, very simple but very effective, as you can say, when you see the film. And I think that's more or less what changes and what's particular in this kind of films with two actors and one single space. But
Yeah.
it's challenging, but I think that is a beautiful challenge to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's like a lot of collaboration probably in like a setting like that. I think Natalie and Naomi were brilliant in this film. I think they did so well. I'm a fan of both of them, and I'd love to hear about the dynamic between the three of you on set. Like how like collaborative was the outcome of how the scenes planned out between the three of you.
Yeah, well, as a director, what I like is to work with the actresses separately. So it's just like meeting Naomi and talk about Heather. I met Natalie to talk about Carla, and first separately, and then to put them together in a room and for a couple of days just going through the script and stopping and saying, well, listen, this is important, or what about this moment here? And it's not doing rehearsals like in theater. It's more like trying to understand the relationship, trying to understand weather shifts and everything. So for that particular project, that's completely necessary. And then we just there. And what is something extraordinary in this film is we're allowed to shoot chronologically.
Oh, I know that's rare.
It's very rare, actually. It's absolutely, I don't know how many cases, in the history of film. So which is amazing because you can day by day, moment by moment, you can tell, you can see, where we're going, all the shifts, all the nuances, and keep chasing them or tweaking them or being surprised or just react. So I think that we had that privilege,
Yeah,
the privilege, because no, usually it's not that way.
for sure. Yeah, I haven't I know like it's like a rare thing for scenes to be set in like chronological order, but I'm sure that made things a little easier, especially like on the actors, because they're having to like remember where they are in like a scene and where they are with like the storyline within their character. Were there any like memorable moments during filming that like really stuck with you and like you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna apply this to like the next film that I'm involved in because I love how this like played out or anything like that?
Moments, you mean moments like
Like moments that kind of stuck with you during the filming process that like maybe inspired you or just like you had it like made you have more fun on set.
well, I have 20 days to do this.
Gotcha.
So it's not a lot of time. So in 20 days, you don't have time to enjoy anything. You just like you very, very focus on the story, focus on the performances, focus on the all trying to sort all the problems. I wish I had more time to enjoy a little bit, but that was not possible.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. No, understandable. That sounds like a really short like timeline. I mean, I'm not like super familiar with how long like a run can go for a movie. I know that sometimes they can go like a month, but 20 days seems like kind of short to me, so understandable. I would love to kind of reel it back into the space of your like career generally. And while you were working on this film, did you have any like influences in mind in like the filmmaking process or like people from the industry that have influenced you or like you're really inspired by?
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, all the huge directors, references. I mean, I come from a time that there were two Davids that everyone loved so much, David Lynch and David Cronenberg.
Mm.
So I suppose that they are kind of my influence, or they shape me as a bit as a filmmaker.
Yeah. Um, I feel like your style kind of reminded me a little bit of like Luca Guadagnino, I believe is how you say his name.
Right?
I don't know if
Yeah.
you're familiar with him, but I think he's great, and I felt like your style kind of reminded me of his. So I was curious as to who you were going to mention, but I really want to talk about like if you have any upcoming projects that you're excited about that you want to share with us as well. I know you
Well,
mentioned something about in London.
no, there's a film that I'm meant to start shooting maybe in September. I'm going to be very cautious because what happens with these projects is you have to be on set and say action before something is real, let's say. But there is something there, something with some actors attached already, and I'm just waiting, for the producer to call me and say, well, let's go and do it. And it's something incredibly challenging, but it fascinates me a lot. And I can't wait, to start thinking about this film and how to make it and explore all the challenge. But it will be an American film.
Okay, that's exciting. I'm
And
excited.
set in America, set in America.
Oh,
That
okay,
that
not in London.
no in
Not.
Bath, in Bath.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. Very exciting. I'm excited to see anything like new that you do. I was really excited to be introduced to your work and to this film. I would love to know if you have any advice that you would give anybody in the film industry wanting to get into directing or pursue a career in directing film.
Yeah, well, you have to have a lot of patience and work a lot and believe in yourself, even when anyone else believes in you,
Yeah.
and patience and discipline and dedication. That's much more important than talent.